All right, in other news coming in during exercise Ram Prahar, Western Army Commander Lieutenant General Manoj Kumar Katiyar delivered a strong message for Pakistan. He said that the army is fully equipped for all forms of warfare, from cyber to chemical, nuclear to biological. Referring to past conflicts, he said Pakistan never accepts defeat until territory is captured, which makes ground dominance all the more crucial.
के लिए साइबर से लेकर के केमिकल, न्यूक्लियर, बायोलॉजिकल सभी तरह की लड़ाई की हमारी तैयारी है। आप ये मान के चलिए कि हमें विश्वास है कि अगली लड़ाई सिर्फ एक डोमेन में नहीं होगी, मल्टी डोमेन ऑपरेशंस होंगे। जीत जो है वो जमीन पर ही हासिल होगी। तो ये सारे डोमेन में जो भी हम काम कर रहे हैं वो किसी तरीके से जो हमारी अल्टीमेट जीत है, वो चाहे 71 की जीत हो, चाहे 65 की जीत हो, वो जब तक हम जमीन पर कब्जा नहीं करेंगे वो पाकिस्तान मानेगा नहीं कि हम जीत गए हैं। तो डोमेन सारी जरूरी हैं। हम सारी डोमेन में लड़ाई की तैयारी कर रहे हैं, पर जो आप ग्राउंड पर देख रहे हैं ये फिर लास्ट ये मान के चलिए कि सारी डोमेन को मिला करके लास्ट में जो ऑपरेशन होना है वो यही है।
All right, and for more on this, we're now being joined by Akash Sharma. Thank you so much for staying on with us. Of course, these are the comments by Lieutenant General Manoj Kumar Katiyar. A strong message for Pakistan. He is saying that we're fully equipped for all forms of warfare, whether it's cyber, chemical, nuclear, biological. What does this really tell us about India's operational readiness?
Oh yes, India is fully prepared, and Indian armed forces have been practicing the war games and multiple, exercises in different areas. This one, in fact, Ram Prahar was being conducted in fact, Haridwar. And yesterday, the Western Army commander, was very much there on the culmination day, and he mentioned that how Indian armed forces and specifically Indian Army is prepared for multi-domain operations. He also mentioned that how in 1971 and 1965, victory was declared, and it is always a scenario where Pakistan will not accept, that India has won until, we capture the land. And that's why an indication is coming as to what will be the approach in future. Western Army commander, also mentioned that how during Operation Sindoor, Indian armed forces dominated Pakistani forces, and in the 88 hours of action, it was Indian Army's artillery and the other arms that dominated Pakistan, and that obliterated the Pakistani posts and bunkers. And we also know the fact that how there were a number of casualties in Pakistani army. They have never accepted, but it was later revealed in a leaked document. So this time around, an indication is coming that how Indian armed forces are ready, and that's why they are practicing the war games.
Absolutely. Of course, the entire premise of the Ram Prahar exercise was to hone skills in multi-domain warfare. And for more on this, we're also now being joined by Colonel Rohit Dev. Thank you so much for joining us. He's a defense expert, of course. And I want to come to you on these comments that we've heard from Lieutenant General Manoj Kumar Katiyar. He's delivered a very strong message to Pakistan, saying that India is equipped for all forms of warfare. I want to talk to you about the multi-domain warfare operational readiness of India.
Right. So there are two or three things to look at what the statement actually meant. The statement actually is born out of the fact that the Indian armed forces as a whole have been preparing for a contingency of a war or a skirmish going ahead post the actions which we took earlier against Pakistan. Because Pakistan will continue to, prick us wherever they can. Having said that, I think what Western Command gets to the table is a multi-dimensional approach to any warfare. So it's a lot of, air portability assets they have. They have a lot of riverine terrain crossing assets like the mechanized infantry. And these assets are actually very heavy for any kind of operation in Pakistan, right from the Jammu sector and coming down. So I think the capability of Western Command has been showcased in Ram Prahar to a very high level. And I believe that this exercise has taken into account the preparedness level of Pakistan as well. So if we see apple to apple, I think the Western Command's, exercise, and also the Southern Command, which also recently conducted exercise in the tri-services context. These two formations are actually quite big in terms of the mechanized forces reserves we have compared to the Army Reserve North and South of Pakistan. And they also tried some stunt between this period to, mobilize. You must have seen some very shaky pictures of some kind of, movement of their troops about a month and a half ago. And I think apple to apple, it's about a day to day, and it has not come so easy. It has come through a lot of, negotiations at the diplomatic level to leverage and cut off the finances to the Pakistani army and militia as well. Today, I can say that if you compare India and if we hypothetically put a war fighting capability of, say, 30 days to India, Pakistan does not have a capability of more than 2 days. So that is the kind of level we have. But when it comes to mechanized forces and the ability of the Western Command, I think that is something which, Pakistan understands because, it's not a skirmish going around in the hills, which takes time and things like that. The rapidity with which the Western Command and the Southern Command and the Southwestern Command can actually react in any scenario is something which bugs Pakistan. Even if you go to Parakram time and you remember those times when, there was some kind of a talk and one of the corps commanders and all were actually, brought down internally by the previous kind of government. That time, let me now say, because I think it's more than many years now, there was a sort of a wave which went into Pakistan that time, and these were typically the mechanized, forces of the Indian Army that time, and they had crossed over, and with no resistance for a few many kilometers into Pakistan. So that is the preparedness level of Pakistan, where it was a heightened tension for a conventional war. Today, Pakistan does not possess that kind of a capability, and for India to be ready is the only way to do it, because every time it need not be only a skirmish in which we strike indirectly through missile systems and punish some specific targets. There would be a time probably in the future and for which the armed forces must prepare and have their, teeth around the conventional warfare capabilities and enhance those capabilities as well. So those are the things which I think should send a very clear message. The army commanders don't joke in India, like, Asif Munir might be joking. They are very, very serious in their business. You have seen the army commander, and I was so glad if you see General Katyar today. Himself, if you see the tan on his skin, that tells you what kind of effort has gone in by the Western Command to conduct Ram Prahar. So I think those are the telltale signs, very well prepared. And I think they need to prepare much, much more harder as well going into the future to have a very decisive victory.
All right. Well, Colonel Dev, thank you so much for bringing us those insights and for putting this into perspective for us.